Hello, spellcasters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 33rd episode of our 3rd level spell series. Now, fret not, my dear students. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is, in fact, the 2nd spell you're seeing today. That's right. Another one of my cool announcements, if you want to call them that. I'm calling them that. I'll mention it at the end, but we're going to have a little bit of a different upload schedule for an extended duration, just making up for lost time. But now, without further ado, let's talk about life transference. This spell, it not only sounds just so cool to say out loud, and it also provokes certain imagery and certain ideas, and it feels like something out of an anime, not gonna lie. I'll kind of explain why a little bit more later on, but if you've used this spell, I want to say you've gotten that vibe from it. It's also one of the very few wizard spells capable of healing to any capacity, so a lot of support wizards will take it, and it's only 3rd level, so it's not too taxing, although there's a drawback to it in another sense, but we're gonna have to figure that out in a couple seconds here. But in any case, life transference, here it is. It's usable by the cleric and the wizard, and it is found in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, so you know it's gonna be pretty great. Now let's move on to its mechanics here. The effect at a glance is as followed. Take 4d8 necrotic damage, and one creature of your choice heals twice the damage you took. Very cool stuff, right? Yeah. See what I mean with those anime vibes? Anyways, cast time is 1 action. The range is 30 feet. That's right, ranged healing spell. Always good stuff. The duration is instantaneous. At higher levels, it's an extra d8 per each slot level above 3rd. Upcasted at your own risk. The components are verbal and somatic, and the school is Necromancy, which, makes sense, right? Now let's move on to its full description here. You sacrifice some of your health to mend another creature's injuries. You take 4d8 necrotic damage, which can't be reduced in any way. And one creature of your choice that you can see within range regains a number of hit points equal to twice the necrotic damage you take. At higher levels, when you cast this spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for each slot level above 3rd. So, if you can't tell by the way I read that, there are some interesting misconceptions about this spell that DMs have they just get whiny about it, so I'm going to make it abundantly clear in this video, that way all of you don't bug your DM about it. So that necrotic damage, so there's two things. The first, that necrotic damage, it can't be reduced. Sucks to suck, it doesn't matter what magical items you have, doesn't matter what boons you have access to, doesn't matter any of that. Don't matter, literally doesn't matter. It's null and void. And another one is, no, you cannot target yourself with this spell. It says mend another creature's injuries, right? So you can't do that. Bad idea, won't work, sucks to suck. It is what it is. Now, if you have like a simulacrum or something like that, then maybe you could do it, but outside of that, no, definitely not. No. In any case, it is pretty cool. So to really just boil it down, you take damage, target within range heals twice the damage you took. Pretty neat, right? Now let's move on to some alternative uses here. So there's only really 2 I could think of that I could animate, but there's a couple other ones that might be interesting to you. The first is a great way to build backstory. Now this is going to be one of those uses that are aimed at the DMs in my subscriber base in particular. Reason being is, or the reason why this works so well is this spell by very nature is almost an act of sacrifice, right? So it's feasible to have an important NPC in a character's life, and as that character kind of starts to grow and gets to the point where they're outpacing that NPC, you could set something up where there's this big climactic battle and the player character is on the verge of death, and then his lifelong friend or parent or other close individual, or maybe even an old rival, who knows, they step up to the plate and quite literally sacrifice their lives so that the player character can get can progress in the storyline and develop further. I think it's a really interesting idea to play with. I find a lot of DMs are kind of scared or hesitant to bring in arcs, character arcs in particular, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the open world narrative has kind of been pushed to a pretty extreme degree, and I think video game culture had a lot to do with that, but it's not really a subject worth broaching in this video. But another one is character favoritism. However, there's nothing to stop one character arc from feeding into another one, and it's kind of a DM's job to storyboard, for lack of a better term. And another great way to use this spell is to actually use it to curry favor with noblemen or other influential figures. And it's along the same vein of thought, right? If someone sees that you are willing to make the sacrifice play for them, then they're likely to trust you and maybe even swear an oath to you, or provide you with a gift, or curry favor in one form or fashion or another. It's really interesting. I like it. I've had similar things like that done in some of my games, so it's really interesting. Another interesting way to use this, however, is, and this is a DM one, once again, sorry players, but there's not a whole lot you guys can use a spell for, at least not as far as I can figure, but a Dungeon Master could use this in conjunction with something like Glyph of Warding, or maybe a magical item, to give the big bad extra health in exchange for maybe the life of a captured slave, or devotee, or something along that nature, right? And it might persuade the party to not be ravenous murderers and maybe approach the situation more tactfully. I've been getting the impression a lot of DMs are struggling with that, so it is an idea. Let me know what you think of them down beneath. And as far as announcements are concerned, let's get into them. First and foremost, if you haven't claimed it already, feel free to go to the guild hall, get a free one-shot. Just use code WELCOME. There are other ways to get free one-shots as well, as I'm sure a decent chunk of you have already realized. There's 2 up there now. I'm working on 3 additional ones, so 5 in total. They should be up soon-ish. I don't know. They take a pretty decent chunk of time to make, so I hope you do enjoy them. And then in terms of another announcement, if you haven't noticed, uploads are going to be a lot more regular in the next few months here. I don't know when I'm going to stop doing it. I have 6 months worth of solid content to get through, like bare minimum, so I'm gonna try and hustle and get that done as soon as I'm able to, really. But just enjoy the content while it's here. I'm gonna be posting the upload schedule with links to all the videos in the communities tab, so make sure to subscribe to get access to that. And check out my other channel as well, Chance's Guide to Pathfinder 2e. It's a crunchier game, still kind of follows the D20 format, so let me know what you think of that if you have a chance to check it out. But yeah, that's gonna be about it as far as announcements are concerned. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, stories, or alternative uses of your own, feel free to put them down beneath in the comment section. And of course, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy casting, my friends. Oh, hey, and P.S. I totally forgot to mention this in my other video because I'm an idiot, but I actually have a live stream with Nerdarchy coming up pretty soon. I don't know how good it's gonna be because my streaming setup is literally non-existent and my computer is kind of buggy right now. But yeah, so it's at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time over at Nerdarchy's channel. So feel free to drop in and check it out. And yeah, I also have Master the Game once a month as well. We're doing Tyranny of Dragons, so I'll do my best to notify you guys of when I'm doing that as well. So yeah, that's it. All right, see you guys later. Happy casting, happy adventuring, all that good stuff. Talk to you soon.